scariest part of getting a foreclosure is that there are so many unknowns. I began to panic, and the worst case scenarios were running through my mind like a broken record. What happens? How long does it take? When do we have to be out? Is the sheriff going to show up? What will our neighbors think? Will my kids be able to adjust? Will anyone ever rent to us again? And worst of all, could my lender come after me for the shortage on my mortgage? And this all occurred to me just walking to my mailbox. But from the moment I spoke to Rob, he brought my anxiety level down 10 notches. He was able to answer every question I had in just the first phone call, and he was constantly reassuring me that everything was going to be all right. And that is exactly what I needed to hear. And after spending just 10 minutes on the phone with Rob, I knew I had a great chance of this turning out far better than I had ever imagined. He patiently walked me through my options, the pros and cons of each one, and the most important part of the call was that he told me it was highly probable he would be able to have my foreclosure postponed, which ultimately he did, thank goodness. And this gave us the breathing room and the time to work with him and chart an acceptable course, which gave my family and me the soft landing we desperately needed. And here I am 4 months later, and what a difference. Rob was able to get us 4 more months in our home and then sell it for $200K less than we owed, with our lender accepting that as a payment in full. So my credit was spared a foreclosure, and Rob got us $3,000 in relocation money and even helped us find a new home to lease. And most importantly, the terms of the short sale Rob negotiated completely shut the door on our lender being able to come after us for the unpaid portion of our loan. So here's the amazing part. This never cost us a cent. Rob was paid out of the proceeds that the bank accepted, and this never cost us anything, and we walked away with $3,000. Credit spared and not owing our lender anything. So Rob and his staff kept us updated constantly during the process, so there were no unknowns, and he worked with me personally, and we always had him available to answer my zillions of questions. So he has an extremely vast knowledge of the short sale process, tons of references, and knows the top people at the major lenders in order to get things moving along. So this proved invaluable in our case. So if you're facing foreclosure or simply considering getting out of your underwater property, I strongly urge you to call or email him. It may seem daunting when you first consider calling a stranger about such an emotional and personal situation. However, read some of the testimonials on his website and you will come to the conclusion that I did. He is incredible at this end, and what he does really works.